Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. In the last episode, we had an absolutely terrible situation whereby we got the mod of our dreams, inserted it into our bow, which allowed a 50% increase in our damage. But then I died at the hands of a scrapper. Went to the last save point, went back to where it was, and of course they randomly placed these mods. So the mods we received were not nearly as good. We got a decent tear mod. But, you know, we've got a decent tear mod here, but we're going to wait to place that into one of our other weapons. And we got a corruption coil for the outfit, and yeah, corruption, schmeruption. You don't come across it enough for it to be exciting. But we might play with it later. I've never really played with the outfit mods very much in terms of corruption. Let's open these treasure boxes while we're here. We got a really generous reward box for downing that sawtooth. So we get some metal shards, some blades, a couple more fast travel packs and some health potions. That's exciting. And a shock trap, which we will utilise against beasts like the scrapper later on. We'll keep hold of those. We're going to sort of experiment with traps in this playthrough. And potions as well, because I kind of didn't use them very much. So I want to discover their power and their use cases in certain situations as we go along. So we'll try and be mindful of that. But as it stands, we're going down to see our mentor, our father, Rost. For what he thinks perhaps is the last time.
Aloy.
We hope it's not.
We must speak.
We must. This is Mother's Heart. Hear the drums and the celebration inside. There's a lot going on in there. A lot to experience. Capital city. Capital town. Capital village of the Nora.
Aloy. So, it's time. Are you ready?
Pretty much, Rost. I think we've done everything we wanted to.
Yes, I guess. It's louder than I expected.
You've never been so close before.
I guess everything's bigger up close.
Soon it'll all seem familiar. Like home.
I don't know about that.
Look for High Matriarch Tirsa. She'll help you. Any other concerns?
Probably a huge list. But let's not go into those intricacies and second guess what she must be going through. Yeah, tell us about Mother's Heart.
What should I expect once I'm inside?
There'll be people celebrating and feasting. More than you've ever seen in one place. No other village compares to Mother's Heart. It is the seat of the High Matriarchs, a center of Nora life, a jewel of the sacred land. Give it time, and you'll grow fond of it. As I was, back when I was at the tribe.
It's a very wistful conversation here from Rost. He really he's glad for her, but he must envy her to go back in the tribe. Let me in?
Are you sure they're gonna let me in?
I've told you, Aloy. By law, any child outcast can run in the proving.
And any who pass are made braves and are outcasts no more. I know that. But not everyone follows the law like you do, Rost.
Have faith, Aloy. The tribe will honor your right.
Got any last tips, Rost?
Any final lessons before I head in?
No. You've learned every lesson the wilds have to teach.
It was you who taught me, not the wilds. Not sure my bow and spear will be much help in there, though.
It is with bow and spear that you'll win what you've wanted all these years, Aloy. Answers.
Okay. Well, let's do it.
I'm ready to do this. See you back home in a few days?
You will not find me there, Aloy. Here. Take this to remember.
Why are you talking like we'll never see each other again? No. No!
You should be with the tribe. And I will always be an outcast.
But I told you, I have that figured out. I'll come to you in secret. I'll be the one breaking the law, not you. You don't even have to talk to me.
This attachment to me will only hold you back. It's my wish that you embrace the tribe. You've lived in isolation long enough.
Not until now, I didn't.
For your sake, I must go where you will never find me. This is goodbye.
So maybe the preparations he was talking about in the earlier cutscenes was that he was kind of setting up his new location. He doesn't want Aloy to find her. It's interesting there is that my wish for you is that you embrace the tribe. Even though he's kind of being completely selfless here, because when he first took charge of Aloy from the matriarchs, he was chastised by one of the other matriarchs, her name is eluding me at this very moment in time, for loving the child. He showed affection. So all through her life, he has given her affection and been a proper protective father to her. But now he's cutting that all off, not because to protect himself, it seems, but to make sure that she goes ahead and be the person she wants to be, almost usurping those feelings, because he took charge of Aloy to fill a void in his life from the loss of his family. And that was ably done. So he must be absolutely opening up old wounds here. So remembering Aloy is not an understanding girl. She is very headstrong and But she will find him. She'll track him. She knows how to track. So let's do that one.
No, it's not. You taught me how to track. Wherever you go, I can follow.
Not this time.
This time. And every time. I'll be wearing this when I find you.
May All-Mother bless you, Aloy.
And you. I have to let him go. For now. First, the proving. After that, I'll see where his trail leads.
She is understanding there, even though, it's hurting her because it's another rejection. She feels rejected by the tribe, by her mother, even though she doesn't know what happened to her. And she's receiving rejection there from Rost. It's tough. It's a tough situation. Absolutely tough. She must be absolutely bricking it here because she's in an absolute limbo, an absolute no man's land here. She's got the tribe ahead, an unknown, and people who rejected her all her life. She's just been rejected by Lost. She must feel fucking lonely right now. Now this. Where we understand this village here, this town.
You will turn back, outcast. Or bleed. Your choice.
Make way! Make way! Braves, stand aside. She is welcome here. Mother's heart is open to you, child. Come. I assure you, most Nora aren't so rude as those idiots.
You're Tirsa?
Who else would I be? Come on now. I've been waiting for this day a long time.
You have?
Oh, yes. But for the moment, I must leave you. I have other outsiders to keep safe tonight.
You what?
Envoys from another tribe, the Karja. Come to observe the proving, and oh, how the Nora hate the Karja.
Karja.
But that's my problem. We will talk later. In the meantime, enjoy the festival. Oh, down the path to the right, you'll find an old friend who can't wait to see you.
But I don't know anyone here.
Try telling him that. We will talk later. May the goddess protect.
What is going on?
May the goddess protect. Look at this. Reveling, dancing, drinking, fire shows, lanterns. Playful children. They're all here. They're all here to revel in this momentous occasion of the young folk entering the proving. Outcasts eligible to enter the proving. Child ones, anyway, infant ones. Crazy, yeah. So there was talk of the envoys there. There was talk of the carja being enemies of the enemies of the Nora, and we know why that is. But I think it's talked about later, so we'll discuss that further then. Let's have we dance first. This is a dance that we've developed over time out in the wilds. It's called the spinning red flame. We haven't attracted any mates with it yet, but we're working on it. So maybe some of these guys might their heads turned into their own moves. And why not, hey? This guy. Yeah. It's feeling fairly uncomfortable, but sort of building up to the big moves, yeah. The feet. Yeah, it's awkward, but it's a work in progress from this guy. Okay, let's go and meet an old friend. So some are understanding around the village, some are not. Some have still got this hatred.
Our mother knows it was time for you to try to face this. I wish you the best.
This one's understanding. Speak to a few of them. Can't speak to that one.
Surely you have other things to do besides talk to me.
We do, we've got plenty to do, plenty of people to see, but we just want to read the room, the temperature of the room at the moment.
Goddess's eyes on me. I'm going to have a lucky
It seems like he's going to be running for the proving as well. So all these young Noras here, they're all running for the proving. This is where we're staying later on, I believe.
Whatever happens, the rest beside me.
So they're all hanging out here waiting for the moment, and it's tomorrow.
I'm saying a prayer to all.
Saying a prayer to All Mother. We can blend in with them here. We've got as much right as anyone. We're going to meet an old friend here later too. Friend being a loose word. Okay,
Aloy!
Teb.
It's you, isn't it? Over here.
Teb, you'll remember, was saved by us at the very start of the game.
Aloy, here.
His role
I have
is
something
not
for
a
you.
hunter, not a warrior. He creates outfits.
It is Aloy, isn't it? I'm remembering your name correctly?
Are you the old friend Tirsa told me about? I don't know you.
I see you don't recognize me. Well, it was a long time ago. Teb is my name. You were half my size when you saved me from a herd of machines.
I remember. You tried to thank me.
I never forgot that day. All these years, I hope to see you again, if you came to run in the proving. As you can see, I didn't turn out to be much of a hunter. I served the tribe as a stitcher instead, a maker of garments and armor. In preparation for this day, I've made an outfit for you. I hope you like it.
What's it going to cost?
Cost? Nothing. Consider it the thanks I tried to give years ago. Long overdue.
So, Nora Brave. So we're going to see the difference in a minute when we... it looks fairly similar to what we were wearing, but it does have a modification spot, which is good. So let's equip it now. So the Nora Brave, its armour stitched by Teb, accentuated by Aloy's own designs, offers no extra protection but can be upgraded. Let's see what else Teb has got here. He's got some... We can trade in these tokens, but you know what? I'm very wary of doing that early in the game. I don't want any buffs, so I think what we'll do... We shall wait until we get to encounter the Frozen Wilds, and then we'll use it. I'm convinced that's where we got it from.
There. Seems to fit you perfectly.
Thank you, Teb. I've never had anything like this before.
Well, it's yours. I think you'll find it affords more protection than what you were wearing. Every outfit offers some advantage. It's always a trade-off. Anyway, I shouldn't keep you any longer. Head for the Matriarch's Lodge if you want to find Tirsa. You'll know it when you see it. A large wooden building with an angry mob waiting outside.
Tirsa said something about envoys from another tribe?
Yes, that's what the mob's angry about. Karja visiting our sacred land for the first time in years. I'd expect to see some tomatoes fly, maybe rocks. Hopefully not spears. In any case, be ready to duck.
Well, and Tab, you mentioned there that it offers better protection than the one we have. Well, it doesn't, does it, Tab, to be fair? Until we modify it. So it's the same kind of look, it's just got a little bit more detail, and Aloy's got some kind of forearm guards going on. And just looking at the base, there's a slight bit more protection on the knee there, and a bit of a fluffy shoulder pads going on. All right, let's see if we can put something in there. So we've got Fireweave or Corruption Weave. We're going to access a few corrupt machines later on. So let's put in this Corruption Weave. And then we can think about changing it later if we need to, but we'll probably get a few more outfits there that will interest us more, with more slots that we can think about. Okay. Let's have a think here. Yeah, those special items are annoying me. I'm going to look it up later, see where those came from. Okay, here we are in Mother's Heart. We've got the Matriarch's Lodge over there, in which we can start the proving ceremony. But there's plenty more people to see and understand as we go up. Thanks, Teb. A real pleasure, sir. Have you got anything else to say, I wonder?
Hello, Aloy. What'd you have in mind?
No.
Goodbye for now. And good luck in the proving.
Sorry, Teb, let's just
Hi, Aloy.
let's just have a look. We've got the Nora Survivor Light, which does give us some effects of across the board of freeze, corruption, electricity and fire. Then we got the Silent Hunter, which we could have used that earlier on as I took on that scrapper and failed and lost our modification. So these are all Nora outfits. Protector Light, so that's protects against melee attack. And this is just a beast of a Silent Hunter one. I do like the look of that. It's kind of fishing net detail on it. So that needs 1,000 shards, of which we've got 152, and 4 Watcher lenses, which we have. It's just shards we need.
May the goddess protect.
Thanks, Ted. Might come back later.
Is it just me, or is her stew a bit...
Especially for the silent one. Okay, let's have a look around. Hello, my dear. Nora Mother. She's pissed. What kind of mother are you? Trying to pick up her alcohol pouch. This guy's just cracking on with a bit of a light lunch. That's a very light lunch. Look at it, it's floating.
I couldn't live among machines like you did. Not forever.
Well, we didn't live among the machines particularly. They were around, but they weren't prevalent. Not in the embrace, anyway. Cool song. It's the Nora excuse for the All Saints and Sugar Babes.
I love festivals.
You sup at, my lady. Something to look forward to, isn't it? Everyone's pissed. Everyone's enjoying themselves. It's a real big occasion. So, taller than you remember. So, where do you know us from? It looks a bit like Resh, who we'll meet later, but it's not. I'm wondering if that is Teb's father or someone that met us during that occasion. I have to look back at the footage there to see if it is. You're taller than I remember. It's interesting.
Spent some time in the wilds.
Everyone's being kind. Everyone knows why we're here. They're sort of on the most part, but accepting us in for now.
Surely you have other things to do besides talk to me.
Standing up, aren't I?
Okay, well, you guys enjoy your feast, you're drinking, you're eating. I can warm my hands a moment.
Interesting.
Right, there is a supply crate down there. I'm just going to go and grab it. Metal shards. A little dent into our saving pot for our Nora super silent outfit that Teb's going to make us. That is quite the building, isn't it? Quite the building. Again, the practicalities of inside the buildings are not completely fleshed out. There's some floating linens there, and weaving and different things like that. What's that? What is that? Is that some kind of lathe? Yeah, I think it's a lathe. This is some kind of woodwork material. Yeah, no kind of reward for looking inside the buildings. Very sparse in terms of the
Get down from there!
dressing.
Bad enough you're drunk. Why do you have to go climbing houses?
Oh, not supposed to go climbing on other people's roofs, huh?
What an idiot he is. Every year this happens, every year.
He's
At least
just
he's not trying to run a brave trail.
just what we're doing.
I won't let the
He's just getting carried away.
stop me from enjoying the festival.
It's the twins.
What harm can they do now? All Mother will
Wasn't drunk when I ran the proving. Might have won.
Did you? Might have won, but didn't win. That's our aim, though.
Listen carefully now.
This is very interesting.
For you'll have to tell this when I'm gone. In the beginning, all life came from All Mother. People, machines, and beasts, all were her children. They lived alongside each other in the comfort of her wild embrace. But some grew restless. Though they took of her bounty, they wanted more. These were the faithless. The machines had whispered to them, promised to serve them, to make them a new world, better than the one All-Mother provided. A world of metal. They told the Faithless they would do all the work for them. Feed them, shelter them, give them a life of ease, of plenty. And so, the Faithless left with the machines. Only the true children, the mothers and fathers of the Nora, stayed with All-Mother. At first, the machines did as they had promised. They built cities, great and terrible, monuments to their sins, but they would not serve the Faithless for long. A king rose up among the machines, a machine more powerful than any other, the Metal Devil. And then the Faithless served him, served the machines. That was not enough for the Metal Devil. He wanted all to serve him, and tried to tempt the true children away from All-Mother. They would not go. They gathered on the mountainside to cling to her and prayed, more devoted than ever. The Metal Devil raged louder than thunder. In his fury, he came to confront All-Mother, intending to kill her. She struck him down. Forever. As you know, for his lifeless body is up there still, frozen in shame and defeat. The machines were driven mad by the death of their king, and their minds became as wild as beasts. The Faithless abandoned their cities, forced to wander the world without the care of the machines. Only we remain the true children of All-Mother. We built all this with the hands that she gave us. Machines are to be hunted. Metal to be used for scrap, for craft. But never to be adored. And we stay true to her laws, resolute in our prayers, don't we? For the dangers are never over. Still the Faithless envy our sacred land and covet it. And year upon year, the machine's anger grows, searching for little Nora boys and girls who have not...
The boogeyman.
What? Is that a machine among us now? No, no. These old eyes are mistaken.
Oh, you're a wonderful storyteller, my lady.
Interesting.
It is
Listen
interesting.
carefully now.
And we'll move over here to
For
talk
you'll
about
have to
it.
tell this when I'm gone. In the beginning.
So, yes, they've got it pretty spot on to begin with.
over here.
Yes, all right. All right. It's Karst. They've got it pretty spot on to begin with in that the people moved away from nature. All-Mother moved away from living at one with the land and moved towards machines and wanting to do machines becoming the master. But the Nora tribe believe they're the chosen ones because they stuck with All-Mother. They stuck to their guns and didn't get dragged away from their general purpose. And so by clinging to All-Mother, they've picked the right side because All-Mother slew the Metal Devil, the representative of the metal world, the machine world. And I wonder if they deem the Karja tribe, all the other tribes, are those that turned their back on All-Mother, and they're searching and wanting their way of life. I wonder if they think about it like that, because they don't think that people were, they certainly don't think humanity was wiped off the face of the earth. They think that the machines just turned. They had to wander the land without the machines' help. So they think they're backing the right horse. They have the right god, which most religions do. Yeah, it's very interesting, and because it stands over a reminder of the kind of dangers of the old world, the metal world. They see this as a reminder, a kind of look up as a boogeyman. You know, the machines will get you if you don't behave kind of thing. And they won't go into the ruins of the metal world. They stay here with their organic materials and a smattering of machine parts. But they are very at one with the earth, very at one with themselves, but very cliquey. You know, very. They shut the doors, and the red rays have only served to intensify privacy and that togetherness and that rejection of the outside world. But Matriarch Teersa is kind of a more grounded, down-to-earth, wider thinking matriarch compared to the rest, especially one of them. And she wants to start to welcome the carja in because of the power of trade that they might benefit from. So that's why the envoys are here. Let's go and see our old friend Karst.
Aloy.
Do with a
Karst?
bit more
What are you doing here?
tripwire stuff.
Pretend like we've never met. I wasn't supposed to trade with outcasts in the wilds, remember?
How could I forget? And how generous of you to talk to me now.
Don't be like that. You know I'll be rooting for you in the proving tomorrow. Can't wait to see the looks on some of these faces when you win. And if you need any last-minute supplies, I'm your man.
So he's come from outside of the Embrace. He doesn't like it here anymore. A former outcast, he was welcomed back, but he that ship had sailed for him. So why have you come back?
So, Mother's Heart. I thought you preferred the wilds.
Well, man can't drink alone all the time, can he? Truth is, I get lonely once in a while. There, I admitted it. Don't think less of me.
I won't hold it against you. If you give me a discount.
You can't be.
I'm joking, Karst. It's good to see you.
Don't go soft on me.
I don't think he misses people once in a while at all. I think he's there to see her, to cheer her on at the proving. That's what I think.
All right, let's do this.
So, what weapons have you got? Nothing I can afford. That carja sling might be coming very useful. This war bow, which has got excellent handling and affords us a electric arrow, and the sharp shot bow as well, which is high tear and damage. But we can't afford it. We've only got 181. We could sell some things, I guess, but we don't know when we'll need it later. So we can trade and sell, but let's keep those handy. Outfits, nothing we can't buy from Teb. We could do with a bit more sparkers in our life to make some tripwires, but don't think we need it at the moment. A rock band. Can buy some rocks. What do we need? We need wire and metal shards to trade for the rocks. I see. And how in the treasure boxes, yeah, God, we can buy those later.
Until next time.
Next time, you'll be a brave.
Thanks, Karst. You are going to get cold feet there, mate. Shake that off. Okay. So Karst is basically, he's got a stall in Mother's Heart. So, right, we spoke to Tab, we spoke to Karst, we've heard about the Nora ways and religions, and here is the envoy. We've got a priest, and we've got an Ossaran.
What harm can they do now?
In a moment, we shall bless the proving. But first, we have guests to welcome.
For 2 years, we have been at peace with the Karja. It is time to restore our bonds of trade with Meridian. These envoys come to us under a banner of peace.
Peace. It's peace.
An enunciation of gratitude written
Killers
by the
and
hand
slavers!
of
Yeah!
Sun King of
Killers and slavers!
Hey!
Luminance of
Hold your fruit, Nora Faithful. Hold your fruit. Now I'm Oseram, not Karja, so I'll put it to you straight. The 13th Sun King was a murderous bung. Oh, he was. He was a tyrant and a monster. He raided my tribe for a blood sacrifice, just like yours. My own sister was taken. I hated the Karja. But the 13th king is dead. 2 years now. And who killed him? The 14th. Yeah. Not because he lusted for power, but because someone had to put an end to his father's atrocities. Yeah! The message that this poor priest means to read is an apology. Straight from the lips of the 14th king. So please, can't you lend him your ears?
Thank you. An enunciation of gratitude written by the hand of Sun King Avad, 14th luminance of the Radiant Line. People of the Nora, on the eve of your proving, know that
What is the bald man? Got a focus on his ear.
He's wearing a focus, just like mine.
So possibly a focus or other personal device with a secure network connection.
Find a focus.
that they will stand tall in the sun.
Perhaps the carja have come to make amends.
He's
I won't
wearing a
deny
focus,
them the chance.
just like mine.
Right. Hello, Olin.
You're the only other person I've ever seen wearing a focus. Where did you get yours?
What? A Nora? Wearing one of these? That's impossible. Your tribe fears the old places, forbids them.
Who says I'm like other Nora?
Why, I guess you're not. If you've gone delving in the ruins of the metal world.
What's wrong?
Apologies. Malfunction.
Olin, you making friends with locals, are we?
I'll come back.
Wait.
No, we'll talk later. Have to go.
Whoa. Well, I guess he's more hungover than I thought. Hey, you got the same trinket that Olin has on his head. Since when did those become fashionable?
His name is Olin? Who is he? And where did he get one of these?
He's just a scrounger with friends in high places. He spends half his time digging for artifacts, the other half drinking or dicing. As for the trinket, well, I guess he dug it up somewhere. Just a weird old jewel he sticks on his face. I mean, no offense. It looks great on you.
Yeah, that was a timely intervention from Erend for Olin. Olin had a very uncomfortable situation with a malfunctioning focus, it seems, and he knew he had to get away from there. Yeah, we'll find out what he experienced in that situation, but we weren't privy to there. But Erend has come steaming in. Erend is he's loudmouth and a drunk, and he seems to be likes the cut of Aloy's jib here. He seems smitten with her in some way, and that develops later on into a hardier friendship. But immediately it's her aesthetic attraction that drew him over. But yeah. It was quite a speech, Erend. He seemed to turn the crowd on a sixpence there, with his straight-talking Oseram ways, and we'll look more into the styles of the Oseram at some other juncture.
I thought your friend was going to go down in a hail of fruit, but you really calmed the crowd.
Thanks. I wasn't sure I could do it. The Nora is still pissed with the Karja about the Red Raids, and who can blame them?
Let's talk more about Olin, and then we can dig deeper into the history of the Karja. We can talk about his tribe as well, seemingly.
What else do you know about Olin?
Is he really that interesting? I'm starting to get jealous. Well, he scours the wilds for ruins, digs up stuff, and sells it to nobles. When he's not scrounging, he's scouting. Exactly the skills you want the man guiding your expedition to have. I've known him for a few years. He's a loyal companion, cares for his family, holds his drink well enough. I like him, but besides that, not much to tell.
He's a decent drinking buddy. Now, this just does the same thing, I think. So let's talk about nice armor.
I've never seen armor like yours before.
You've never seen Vanguard steel? Well, let me introduce you. Ring-locked, impact-protected, sturdy enough to choke a sawtooth. It has to be. The Vanguard of the Sun King's best,
Life takers and machine breakers to a 1. You might even give a Nora warmaid like you more trouble than she can handle.
With all that metal to slow you down? I doubt it.
Yeah, hard to say. From where I'm standing, looks like a pretty even match.
Yeah, come on, mate. You're very transparent, even through that armor.
I wanted to ask you something else.
If you want. But I'll also be around after that blessing thing, if that'd be a better time to talk.
We could talk then, couldn't we? No, but let's get it out of the way now, I think. Yeah, let's really dig into the Red Raids. So, Avad, the current king, is not as... he's a bit more benevolent than his predecessor.
I never heard anything about Red Raids growing up. What were those?
Your tribe was at war and you didn't even know? Were you kept hidden away? Did you have overprotective parents or something?
I grew up as an outcast, shunned by the tribe.
Oh, yeah, I've heard the Nora do that. That seems cruel, if you ask me. But even an outcast knows about the derangement of the machines, right? How they get deadlier every year? Well, the mad Sun King figured if he spilled enough blood to the Sun God, it would calm the machines. Didn't work. But for years, he raided the tribes and took captives for sacrifice. My sister among them. The Nora put up a good fight, but lives were lost.
So many tribes suffered under that decision from Jiran. The Nora, the Oseram, and the Utaru, because they're a peace-loving tribe, got the brunt of it.
So what happened? How did it all end?
The Mad King's own son united Karja rebels with Oseram freebooters. And together we did the impossible, took back Meridian and killed the crazy old king. So now the son sits on the throne and it's a big improvement. Under Avad, there's no more sacrifices, no more slavery. People from all tribes are welcome in Meridian now, even Nora exiles. You really should come visit.
We will come and visit Meridian later. It's not the cure-all that it's made out to be. There's still a very elitist tribe with a huge difference between rich and poor, and that hasn't changed a huge amount. But at least slavery has been abolished, and any kind of overtly cruel actions go on. But we'll get there. We will get there.
Who are the Oseram?
Oh, that's my tribe, far to the northwest. We're good at 3 things: arguing, working steel, and brewing.
And freebooters. What are those?
I guess you could say we were mercenaries, warriors for pay. Except a lot more loyal than that makes us sound. Avad couldn't have taken down his father without our metal and muscle. And now some of us serve proudly as his personal vanguard.
Now, his sister was captured during the Red Raids, but she has been released at this point.
Your sister was taken captive and sacrificed. That's terrible.
Captive, yes. Sacrificed, no. It takes more than a few carja to finish Ursa. She got away, and now she's my captain. Captain of the entire vanguard. Favored by the Sun King himself.
How did she survive?
Oh, that's a story, all right, but it takes a while to tell. Maybe another time over a drink or 3? Or just come to Meridian and meet her yourself. I think you'd like each other. You're both rather, direct.
Now, for an Oseram to be considered direct, must be one of the most bluntest people alive. Aloy is very blunt and very fiery. That's the character we're carving for her in the choice system. So yeah, Ursa. Not sure how much we hear about that escape. I can't remember. But we'll hopefully come to that when we meet Erend later.
You said the machines have been getting more dangerous every year.
Yeah, I don't have to tell you that, right?
First I've heard of it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just assumed everyone knew. Well, the way I hear it, 15, 20 years ago, the machines weren't always pissed off like they are now. When a hunter came at them, they'd spook and run. So it was hard to take them down, but not dangerous, so long as he was smart enough to jump out of the way. But then the derangement starts up and everything changes. Now, when a hunter fires a shot, the machines snarl and charge right at him. A few more years pass and they start attacking people on sight. Going anywhere becomes a major risk. If that wasn't bad enough, entirely new kinds of machines start showing up. Bigger, meaner, and heavily armed.
Like the Sawtooth.
Yeah, 10 years ago, that one. But every couple of years or so, something worse comes along. Believe me.
So what's making it happen?
And no one knows. And the machines, well, they aren't telling.
No, they're not.
If the Karja have such a cruel history, how did you end up serving them?
The last king and his men were butchers. But the new king wants peace. There's nothing cruel about that. Besides, the Karja don't just fight, they build. Well, take Meridian. Next to it, everything else is just a bunch of sticks and stones.
Just how big is Meridian? What's it like?
Where do I even start? My tribesmen are masters of the forge, the best tinkers in the world. But when it comes to building, the Karja have us beat. The city soars over a canyon with more bridges than the Nora have roads and buildings tall as mountains. And across the valley stands the spire, like a blade thrust into the sky reflecting the sun. You really owe it yourself to see it. So consider that a challenge. Or an invitation.
God, he's definitely being cheesy, but it's bordering on you know, impressive chatting up. Yeah, I'm not sure. Aloy's not falling for it anyway. But this derangement is still highlighted, so I'm just wondering whether there's more to say there.
Tell me about the derangement again.
Well, the way I hear it, 15, 20, when 100. So
we know about that.
Like the Sawtooth.
Yeah.
So
we know about that. Okay, back we
I
go.
want to ask you about something you said before.
Ask away.
So we've heard about Olin. We've heard about his armor, the Ossaram, the Karja, the Red Rage, the derangement. His sister Ursa. We've had an invitation to see him in Meridian, and we will do so. And how glorious and majestic Meridian is, surrounded by the blade-like spire that inspired the Karja tribes to settle there, and used its example in their lust for architecture to match its beauty. But as I say, after everything, we'll discuss that further when we come to it. But we've got somewhere to be.
I should make my way to the blessing.
Yeah. Look, maybe I shouldn't say this, but it's obvious that you don't belong in this backwater. I mean, you're smart. You're obviously capable, and, well, I mean, look at you.
What are you talking about?
You know what. All right, if you ever visit Meridian, look me up. I'll show you around, make introductions. It'll be a whole new life, if you want it. Anyway, I have to go to that blessing thing, too, so, see you around, maybe?
Are we supposed to forget what the Karja did?
I mean, for a girl, anything other than Aloy, an invitation like that must be incredibly enticing to start a new life in a new city that welcomes different tribes in a melting pot. And because she feels outcast, she can start something new. But that kind of doesn't cross her mind. It doesn't cross her mind because she's still got this purpose that she's fought for all her life, and that's to find out who her mother is. That's what we're here. We've got to remember that's why we're here, for this proving. We're not here. The driver isn't so she can enter the tribe and leave Rost. The driver is just to understand about her existence and her origins. But yeah, a lot going on here. This envoy causing carnage in the place and discomfort because of what the Karja put them through in the past. And here we've got the Matriarch's Lodge. So there's the Red Priest there.
When all
aspirants are in place.
Iriv. He wants to view the proving. Irid, sorry, let's talk to him. Iriv is past Sun King. We'll come to him later.
Oh!
Expecting more tomatoes?
In truth, I thought they were throwing stones.
Stones hit a lot harder. You'd know the difference.
If you wish to speak, we should do so after the ceremony. I'd rather not hold things up, or do anything else that angers these people.
He's not a warrior like Eren, so he's worried about his safety. But they're all focused on the proving at the moment. They've kind of accepted Eren's point that, you know, the carja now are under new management, and so previous threats are no longer relevant. So there's the matriarch, the leaders, the power in this land. They make the decisions and rule the show.
Aloy, take your place right there. The prayer lantern is yours. I made it for you.
Blasphemy,
Landra.
sisters.
That's her name.
Aspirants, before each of you sits a prayer lantern crafted by your mother. In her honor, light its flame.
So Tirsa did the honours of making this for us, because our mother doesn't exist for us. And so yes, she has been a maternal figure. Right from the start, she's seen something in us and been encouraging us. And she's got our back here. So yes, we're doing this for ourselves because we want to find out about our mother. We want to know about our mother, but it's Rost who's been the main player in this for us. So let's do it for him.
In honor of Rost. And all he did to help me get here.
Oh, Mother, hear our prayer. What is the child but a mother's hope that takes flight? A glowing flame that climbs the air, set free to the wind, sailing the sky till it fades and falls. So, from one to another, passes the chain of love.
Yeah, these prospective braves are now lights in the sky. They're a hope set free to
There's
either sink
Olin.
or swim.
I have some questions for him.
So here we go. We've got Landra, we've got Jezza, we've got Tirsa. Where are they off to? Let's go and speak to this red priest. We've spoken to Eren.
That blessing wasn't bad. Nice and short, anyway. But I know a half-dozen Oseram tinkers who could put on a better fireworks show. Oops. I hope I'm not throwing a wet blanket on your sacred ritual. It was nice. Really.
He is. He's thoughtful. He's thoughtful. Even though he's rough around the edges, he does care about people's feelings. At least the feelings of those he wants to get into the knickers of.
Yeah, well, good luck in that proving thing. Maybe I'll see you in Meridian someday. Who knows?
The brew's even better than last year. And that's a feat.
It's a very odd look for an Oseram, I think. He's kind of got this mohawk and handlebar moustache thing going on. It's a very singular look that I haven't seen many of the Oseram sports. We'll have to keep an eye out for that. Very, very individualistic, if it is. Hi, Tirsa. Let's speak to you.
Aloy, now that the blessing has been made, you and I finally have a moment to speak. I hope the ceremony wasn't too unpleasant for you, given your circumstances.
Well, I didn't hate it, and it didn't mean nothing. So I think we're going to break the mold here, because it was pretty beautiful.
I can't say it was comfortable, but I could see the beauty of the ritual, even so.
It takes a generous heart, Aloy, to commend a ritual that venerates all that you were denied.
That's a good point.
All I'm saying is that it didn't bother me. I have bigger things to worry about than hearing the Nora mumble about their mothers.
I see. I imagine you must have questions for me then.
We do. Outcasts in the Proving.
It surprises me the tribe lets outcasts run in the Proving. It's not like the Nora to be so hospitable.
It has always been law that any child outcast has this right, as a means to rejoin the tribe. So far as I know, however, you are the first ever to exercise
That's
this right.
interesting.
I'm not surprised. I doubt many outcast children survive long enough in the wilds to come of age.
I think, rather, it is because child outcasts are so rare. In all my years, I've only known of one other child who was cast out. A boy of 13, who killed his mother. But at the Proving 5 years later, he did not appear.
No. I'd be surprised if he survived very long on his own.
But at least he had a chance. Other tribes would have simply executed him. It may be hard for you to accept, Aloy, but the practice of shunning is, relatively speaking, humane.
Oh, is it? Try it out for 18 years, Tirsa, and then let me know what you think.
Yeah, she's cutting and straight to the point. I'm going to let you into a little secret. I've never had this conversation with Tirsa. In all the times I've played this, 5 or 6, I have gone straight for Errand and not even noticed Tirsa next to him. And so I haven't had this conversation. So that's that talking about another one child outcast who I believe said was now 13, didn't turn up 5 years after he was outcast. Though he was outcast at 13 and 5 years later he didn't turn up. So I wonder how long ago it was and whether that person is alluding to someone who can be found. I might have to look into that. I'll do some research for that. Let me just write that down. The outcast boy. Tirsa. Okay, so we've lived a life of exile, and for Tirsa to say it was humane, it doesn't cut it.
Why was I made an outcast at birth, Tirsa? What crime could I have committed even before I was born?
Aloy, this is not a question I can answer.
Why not? It's simple enough. And what about my mother? Is she here tonight, watching me? Or is she dead? Is she here? Or nowhere?
I am sure your mother is here with us, if only in spirit.
That's not really an answer, is it? Just so you know, Tirsa, the reason I'm here is to get answers. Real ones. And when I win the Proving, I will demand them.
I know, Aloy. I would expect nothing less.
So she says, I know. I wonder if Rost has revealed to her Aloy's desire, but she doesn't want to reveal it, as if she can't, if she doesn't understand it herself. But she tried to get it out there without earning the reward there, Aloy, didn't she? She had a cheeky... Well, she thought she'd give it a punt. And tell you what, Mum. No, not until you win your Proving, mate.
What about Rost? Why was he made an outcast?
So, he never told you?
He said he swore an oath never to speak of it.
Yes. As did I, and the other matriarchs. I'm sorry, Aloy, but Rost's past is another secret I must keep from you.
What else is new?
So Rost has sworn an oath, and in a previous video, having not seen this conversation before, I can't believe it, but I alluded to the fact that because Rost travelled far and wide, even into the Forbidden West, and it's not something he talked about, and I wondered why that was, whether it's just because he was an outcast, but he has made an oath not to talk of why he's been outcast.
Rost told me that matriarchs don't just lead the tribe. What else do you do?
We teach, offer counsel, give blessings. When necessary, we judge. Our only concern is the welfare of the tribe. Among our number this year, we count 3 high matriarchs and some 30 lesser matriarchs.
What's the difference?
Matriarchs are grandmothers with 2 generations of living progeny.
This is so interesting.
But a high matriarch is a great-grandmother with 3 or more generations to her name. Thus do we speak for generations, lending our opinions weight. The high matriarchs most of all.
So, the more children you have, the more authority you get? I guess that's one way to decide who leads a tribe.
Why would there be any other?
That's really great. Yes, so obviously they're more steeped in the tribal ways, and the more venerated they are, the better lineage they have, and maybe that's why Lansra is so strict on the ways and of the tribe, whereas Tirsa is a bit more relaxed. Let's hear about Lansra.
Why does Lansra hate me so much?
She is a woman of extreme opinions. More than that, I cannot say.
It's not my fault that I was born, or that the matriarchs decided to cast me out.
I side with you in this matter, but there are differences of opinion, and any vote of the high matriarchs requires a majority.
So her vote to keep Rost in the tribe was obviously outweighed by the other 2, by Lansra and Cheza, to make her an outcast. That's so interesting. It's amazing. You can play this game so many times and you discover new things that you've missed.
I should be going. I'm sorry if I've been too harsh. It's just, I've wanted answers for so long.
I know, child. You're not the only one who's waited years for this day. I will be praying for your success.
That's amazing. Considering this is just there, I don't know why I missed it. I think because there was so many people milling around to start with, and they kind of leave the area. But yeah, we've got 2 more. We've got Iriv, the Red Priest. We've got Olin standing over there, who's ready to talk a bit more, having been interrupted by what we'll come to understand later as a malfunction of his focus.